Hello, Gripaholics. I got to ask you this question one more time. Are you ready for St. Patrick's Day? Don't forget to get your drinking partner a gift for it. That's important stuff. Go to dieselcrew.com/catalog.htm today and get him or her something extra special from the catalog. This is episode 126 of This Week in Grip, and today it is I, King of Pinch, Napalm Jedd Johnson, and James, Professor Crowbar, Retorides. Alan is not joining us today because his wife had some surgery and Alan's taking care of her like a good man should. So we all wish her a speedy recovery, and hopefully Alan will be back next week. Hey, brother, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell as hard as you can without cracking your screen like I did last week, and now I have a new phone, so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Also, you'll help us out big time by hitting the thumbs up button. And if you enjoy today's show, let me say that again. Also, you'll help us out big time by hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's show. We may ask a question or two throughout the show, so feel free to put your response in the comments section. Or if the topics we touch on move you to make your thoughts known, do it. Leave a comment related to the discussions below. I know we got way off the beaten path in episode 125, Astros and Axles, but I assure you we're going to be covering much more familiar territory today. In fact, we're going to do a preview on next weekend's Arnold Armlifting meet, and I'm going to grill James on his training session that took place yesterday, right, James?
It was Friday. Yeah.
It was Friday, but he trained with big names, Sarah Bachman, Jamil Harvey, Magnus Mitbo, Anton Fomenko, and Jujimufu, among others. So can't wait to hear about that, James. Thanks for being on the show today, brother.
Oh, no problem. It was a busy week for me, but it was definitely a busy week for you too, Jedd. I saw two pretty impressive feats from you. One of them, I don't know if there's anyone else that can duplicate. The Selene bell, was that 200 pounds? That's
200 pounds, yeah.
So you did a combo feat with that and two old school York 45s. So that's like Jedd Johnson, Brian Shaw territory there. I don't know if there's trying to think of anyone else that could do that feat because they're such exclusive feats, you know. The other thing I'm wondering, did the thumbs of the King of Pinch, you know, I know you've made up this story about dropping your phone on a rock, but I think the thumbs of the King of Pinch are what actually broke your screen when you were hitting the subscribe bell, when you're hitting the bell.
I have to admit, I did destroy my phone with my thumb strength, brother. It's something that I have to be real careful with.
When you're the King of Pinch.
Yeah, I ripped through gloves this week, James. My thumbs were getting so big and strong that I ripped through my thumb spaces in the gloves, just like the Incredible Hulk's legs would tear through jeans, and we all know that I'm never going to have that problem with tearing my legs through jeans, so it's got to be the thumb holes in the gloves.
Likewise. Well, anyway,
yeah.
Jedd, I really enjoyed talking baseball with you last week, though, because I don't get a chance to do that with anybody anymore. None of these youngsters like to talk about baseball. I guess it's just a slow sport, and it's kind of boring for them.
Well, in my experience, the youngsters don't like to talk, period. They like to text. And
yes.
That's a good way for me to damage my phone, so I don't do a lot of texting. But, yeah, nobody talks about baseball anymore around here, man. It's definitely a lost, almost like a lost interest. It's a pastime that nobody cares to give any time.
Yeah. So anyway, man, how long were you training for that feat?
Dude,
one of those things where...
Well, I got him out last year when Shaw did the pinches. Shaw and what the hell is Eddie Hall when they did the old school York pinch on the episode about Paul Anderson. when they did his
Yep.
plates or whatever. So I got those out, and I broke them off the ground, I think, either that day or like the next time I tried, but like it was scraping up my thumb, so it was making it roll. So I didn't do it too much after that, and then I don't know. I think it was when Chad Woodall texted me talking about doing pinch rows that I was like, man, I got to get these out again. So I got them out, and I don't know what made me try the Selaney bell along with them, but maybe it was because I had already done old school Yorks plus inch dumbbell, so I got the Selaney out. Maybe that's why.
Yep.
And it was actually that particular day. It was, well, first off, when you're doing pinch plates along with a like an inch style dumbbell, it's tough because the inch is so much lower. So it's like you have to pick up the inch, and then you have to pick up the plates. So you can't really do it at the same time. So there's a timing issue there with the different heights. That was pretty weird. Yeah. And then I hadn't done.
You can't stand over the plate.
Yeah, it's not an optimal position. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And I was rusty on the Selaney, so that was coming up a lot easier than the old school Yorks, just because even though I've been doing thick bar, it was rusty to pull from the floor, but it was coming up nice, but I couldn't lock it out. You know what I mean? So It took a little bit. I think, but it took me 2 sessions. You know, the neurological relearn happens a little bit quicker these days, I guess. It just takes like 2 sessions. So.
Absolutely.
But an even tougher one was the other one I did as far as the coordinating. So I did that 111-pound anvil pinch by the face, and then a blobzilla lift, and that was really freaking hard with the blobzilla. I was going
to ask you about that. Yeah. The anvil itself, it looked like you had it tilted at kind of a weird angle. Like it didn't look balanced to me.
Well, what's interesting about that is it's far easier if it's tilted to pick it up like that. So it almost feels like, you know how, I don't know, it kind of feels like a vertical bar lift or something like that. Like when you tilt it, there's more of it under. It's almost like a farmer's lift. So there's more, like the distribution of the weight is different. Excuse me, in that lift. So I'm trying to like reduce that tilt more and more and more, so that eventually I'll just be able to lift it off the ground. But it's tough because with anvils you don't know what the edge is going to be like. So you can basically only lift it right-handed, because on the other side the edge is really, really harsh on the thumb. So it makes it real tough.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. But even far tougher was because again the height is different on each one of those implements. So I would have to pick up blobzilla, and then almost there would be like a pause in the action where I would lift blobzilla maybe 8 inches, and then I would have to engage on the anvil, and that made it really tough. And then I couldn't. Again, the placement wasn't 100% right, so I had to figure out where to put blobzilla. So I started out almost lifting it like behind me. It was almost behind me, and then I was trying to like swing around and stuff. That didn't work out. So I didn't upload all that footage. That was kind of goofy. Kind of looked weird. Plus, you couldn't tell if it looked like I might have been propping it on my thigh, so I didn't want that kind of trouble associated with a video. So I waited until again the next time I tried it. So both of the times, for like the first time and the second time, were about a week apart on both of those feats.
Okay. Yeah, so I saw those, and then I saw the 90-pound curls too. So
I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, that was a request. So I did an Instagram thing on the story, like ask me a question thing on the Instagram stories, and someone asked about that, and I waited too long. Yeah. So those actually expire. I didn't realize that they would expire. I thought they would just sit there in a queue, but they expire after about a week. So or maybe even less. So I wasn't able to answer it. So I've been meaning to shoot a nice heavy curl at some point, and finally got it done over the weekend. It was hard, man. It was really, really hard because I haven't really done that heavy kind of stuff lately. So But ultimately, still would love to do a 100-pound curl, but I just have never. I haven't made a priority in so long, dude. It's going to take forever.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to with something like that too.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I was having this conversation with Jason earlier today about when you just have multiple feats of strength that you're aiming at.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it takes you that much longer to get there. And if
it can take forever.
Laser focused.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to hit like 3 block weights, like your goals are 3 different block weights or something. It's so hard to do multiple goals, like especially if they're not in the same discipline. It's so tough.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just wanted to highlight those things. It's looked like a pretty good training week for you.
Good week, decent week. I also got the 10 sets of 10 with 225 on Sunday of last week on the bench press.
I saw that.
Yeah. That was moving.
Is there a particular thing? Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say it was moving good that day. I felt like I was properly warm and I felt strong.
Yeah. Is there a reason why you're going for that volume, or was it just something that you were...
When Paul Knight helped me out with my crush grip back in 2012, we did a little coaching together, and he had me pair up multi-joint exercises with the grip with grippers, and it really changed my training like tremendously. So the first thing that he had me try was 10 sets of 10 on the bench press with 225, and then the gripper work that he had for me. And
wow,
I had never done 10 sets of 10 with 225. I was also working with a powerlifting coach at that time, and he's like, "Do you know how much volume that is?" And I was like, "No, I never really thought about it."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's a lot.
Dude, so this is how much weaker I am now body-wise. It was not a problem. I didn't even think about it. It wasn't a problem to get 10 sets of 10.
Back
of course,
then, yeah.
I was 280 pounds probably and looked like my face was going to pop. So it was definitely, I was a different person at that time. And my grip was way, it was nothing. It was nothing compared to what it is now. So my training is better now, and I'm definitely more healthy, I would say. But the strength was just, the body strength was just in another league. I mean, at that time I was routinely doing like 500 plus on deadlift, double overhand, squatting. I don't know how much I was squatting back then, but shortly after that, I don't know, I guess within a couple of years I was doing the 20 rep squats, which was fun, but it was kind of a fruitless experiment. But
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it's, dude, I just like to mix it up. Like, I'm just bored right now with the 150s, with like the dumbbell bench. So it's been cool to like go in there and take an hour and a half to do my bench press workout, but at the same time, it's not really like. I'm sure there's better ways to train. I guess it's considered German volume training, which I've never read the program. I don't know what it is, but I learned about it from Paul Knight. And then some other people have talked about it too, but I don't know any of the specifics about the actual program. Today, since I got 10 sets of 10, I went to 235 and tried 10 sets of 10. So I'm just going to run with it for a little bit. My shoulders feel good and all that stuff, so I'm just going to stick with it. It's fun.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I would imagine that it's going to have it's going to improve the physique. That kind of volume with that kind of weight.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
especially.
You think, dude, there's any way that I'd get some mass on my legs by doing this 10 sets of 10 bench press?
Jedd, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. It's so funny. Well, actually, it's funny. One of the guys that is going to be at the Arnold this week, Mike Vitagliano, he runs Chrono Strength, and he was like Texas's strongest man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2017. He gave me a leg program after I got into my car accident.
Okay.
And, I mean, I've been doing it or some sort of, variance of it since, for 2 years. And, my gosh, Jedd, my legs are always sore.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, they're always sore, everything is gradually going up in them, but they just won't grow.
Right.
And some of it could be because I'm in my mid-40s, and you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
could be part of it. But they're not going to grow.
Yeah.
You know? It's like the meme with the kid in class, and he passes a note to the other kid next to him, and the kid opens the note and it says, "Why are your calves so small?" And the other kid turns and looks at him all nasty. That's me. I'm the
Right.
kid with the small calves.
Yes.
So
My calves are.
What do you do, Jedd?
My calves aren't necessarily small. It's just that they're the same size as my ankles, so they look small.
They'll never be Rob Vigent small. Trust me. Nobody's calves are Rob Vigent small.
Boy, I'm not sure I've heard that before, that comparison, but I sure hope you're right, because I might give him a run for his money, bro.
Hey, did you ever watch SpongeBob SquarePants?
I actually, in 3rd grade, did the sketch for SpongeBob SquarePants, and I sent that in. It was back when it was back when Nickelodeon was like only a handful of programs, like You Can't Do That on Television and Double Dare and stuff like that. And I sent that in as a character, but they never gave me any royalties or anything. It's absolute bullshit. Like, I drew that character in art class in 3rd grade, and you'd think these sons of bitches would hook a brother up, but no credit. Not even a line credit at the end, bro. It's bull.
So you know SpongeBob then, because you invented him.
Yeah.
Well, we used to call Rob Vigent Sponge Rob, because
Nice.
there was this episode that he did called Anchor Arms.
Nice.
Where, like, he got these inflatable arms.
Right.
He still had the little skinny legs. So
That's
we used
perfect.
to call him Sponge Rob. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some people calling me Sponge Jedd now, so thanks a lot, bro.
There you go. Well, Sponge Rob kind of flows a little better.
It does. That's brilliant, bro. I'm glad that someone did that. And we know that Rob is too much of a pussbag to back himself up and stand up for himself, so I'm sure that joke is still going on strong today.
Whoa! Wow.
We all know he's not going to hear that, bro.
Yeah,
what do you think, dude? Should we talk about the arm lifting competition that's going on this weekend?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You're going to be there, obviously.
I'm going Sunday, bro. I'm bah humbugging the Arnold this year. I'm going Sunday, and that's pretty much it.
Once you've been there, it's like, when you've been there once, it seems like you've been there every time.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just I call it the meatheads take Manhattan. It's like walking around, lower Manhattan when the bell lets out. It's like, it's just all big meatheads,
Yes.
And you're trying to move around, and it takes you a half hour to go 20 feet. So,
it's true.
So, yeah, I'm with you.
It's true. Yeah, so when I heard that it was going to be like everybody's going to compete just on one day, I was ecstatic when I saw that news. That was just incredible. And as much as I would love to meet everybody, shake hands, and spend some time with everyone, I just don't have it in me. Plus, it's really hard on my gym business to be gone that many days, and I would have to leave on Thursday in order to be there for Fridays, because all the competitions are in the morning. So I would have to miss 2 days at the gym, dude. It just can't work. I just can't make that work this year. So maybe in the years coming I will have like a second in command or someone that can fill in for me and help me out with classes, but right now I just don't.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, the arm wrestling was always that way. You'd have to weigh in Thursday night. They had a mandatory athletes meeting, and then it was like Friday morning you're on the main stage first thing.
Sure.
And that's, it takes up a whole weekend.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
But Sunday is going to be the heavyweights for arm lifting, right?
It's the heavyweights plus Tanner Merkel and Adam Glass. So those guys are definitely in a lighter weight class. Unless Tanner has eaten himself into the heavyweight class, which the last time I saw him, his deltoids are so freaking big that might be a possibility. But I'm wondering, like, and this is very inspiring to me if this is the case. If I'm wondering if maybe they were like, fuck this, I'm not gonna go into the lighter weight class. I want to compete against the big men. And if that's what they did, I think that's pretty cool. So, very impressive lineup on Sunday. And quite frankly, dude, the concept of weight classes for events such as the Rolling Thunder and the Silver Bullet make zero sense to me. So Tanner and Adam will do perfectly well as probably half the group in the Saturday lineup would do fine there. The bodyweight stuff is not going to come into play on anything except for the axle in this event, in my opinion. So.
Yep, I would agree. So,
maybe we should go down the.
I've never seen.
What? You've never seen?
Go for it. I sent you the list. So.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say I've never seen a women's class that big. So
right.
I was looking at Friday's lifters, and I was like, that is a huge women's class.
Yeah. Why don't we go over that women's class, and then we can talk about each individual person that we have experience on, and just give people, paint a picture for people. So, and I'll try to remember to put this image up that James found. It was a nice little screenshot here with all the competitors. I'll put that in the video so everybody sees them. But on Friday, and again, I believe the session will start, like if you're planning on being there, they suggested people arrive on Friday at 9:30, and the contest will start at 10:30, and it is out in the hallways, so don't go into the event center and try to find it. It's in the hallway, so you just go off to the side, or off outside. So here's the list: Julia Williams, Lisa Cromer, Lorna Patton, Sarah Ott, Christina Pettit, Sarah Chappell. Who's that? Never heard that name before, bro. Kendra Daniel, Melissa Dingy, Kimmy Hyneman, Stephanie Herr, Jen Tibbenham, Sarah Saffle, and Grace Van Hoy. So that's the list for the women. A lot of these ladies I've heard of. Do you know Kimmy Hyneman, James?
I don't. No, I don't.
I don't know that name.
About some of them.
Yeah, Stephanie Herr. I don't know that name either. Nor I don't think I know Grace Van Hoy either. The other names I recognize. So Julia was there last year. I believe she was like from California.
California.
Yeah. And then Lisa Cromer was not there last year, but she is the lady who I believe trains with Amy Waddles, and she's been in several videos. She recently put up a Rolling Thunder training clip, so she's got some experience.
Do you remember what she's pulling on that?
I don't remember what the numbers were. I actually reached out to her because it looked like both her pulls that she posted were braced on her leg when she lifted it. And, man, that would really suck to go into the competition and have that as a habit or whatever, and then, not get any down calls or good calls, that would suck. So I reached out to her, and we talked about it a little bit. So I think she's got a little bit better idea of what they're going to be expecting in the competition.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Man, I want to say that Lorna Patton was there last year too, and I almost think that she might be an international competitor. Do you know?
I'm trying. Yeah, it's funny because I know I follow her on Instagram. That's why I'm trying to think about where she's from.
Right.
But yeah, she puts up a lot of grip stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to look her up. Okay, here she is, Lorna.
Yeah.
So she's four times England's strongest woman competitor. Yeah. So she was there last year. She's very, very strong, dude. I'm pretty sure she was there last year anyway, bud. But if not, I've just seen some. She's put up lots of videos and stuff, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It looked like she did well in King Kong last year as well. So, but I think she was there because I think I remember her just murdering the Silver Bullet. But I could be wrong. Maybe if I cycle back here in her pictures, be able to find that.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, are we gonna have women? Do you think doing silver bullets with 3.5?
3.5?
Yeah. And
I'll tell you what, man. Listen, dude, Melissa Dingy is very strong. I would expect her to have a real good chance at it. Sarah Chappell, if her set is on point, I can see her doing it.
Sarah's my favorite.
Yeah.
Sarah's my favorite. She's Queen Kong, and I think she's the best I've seen until proven otherwise. So,
dude,
so I would like to see.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Barring a Becca Roberts appearance, I don't know. I couldn't see anybody beating Sarah, but
yeah,
who knows? Like I mean, there's some great names on that list, and like I would like to see, and I think it's going to happen. I really think someone's going to do a silver bullet with a 3.5 in the women's class, and for a considerable time too.
Yeah.
So
it's going to come down to the set technique.
Yeah.
There's the braced capabilities and all that stuff, and familiarity with the gripper, stuff like that. That's when it's going to come down to. And as long as you put it in there legally, stand up with it, and hold it for like a microsecond, it's a legal hold. So I think there's a good chance we're going to see that.
Yes, I agree. I think someone's going to get some seconds under there too. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a micro hold.
Yeah.
So I have faith. Jedd.
Right. Yes, for sure.
So other names there?
So Sarah Ott was there last year as well, and then she also went on to hold a meet in either Ohio or West Virginia, in that area. And I believe it pulled in like 25 competitors. It was a really, really good group of people that came in there. Good strength levels, good experience levels and stuff, and really good numbers. So, it's not like she's like a promoter that is thinking about competing at the Arnold. I just don't remember what numbers everyone put up. It's impossible to keep track of all that stuff. But later on, I coached a couple of people that were attending her contest, and it ended up being like a really well-attended event. So, a lot of these ladies, maybe not a lot, but some of the ladies have backgrounds in multiple strength sports, so they're able to pull from that, and that equates to larger competitions. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Christina Pettit, I also follow on Instagram. She is, I'm going to say she's probably in one of the lighter weight classes, and I want to say she's from Virginia, and she is somewhat linked with Josh Dalton, who competes on day 2. They are either they are like training partners or somewhat, a couple or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but they train at the same gym and stuff like that. And they seem to be really nice people. I've communicated with both of them in the past about King Kong. We were talking about getting them up here for King Kong, and at one point they were going to be coming, but then it was going to be an 11-hour drive, so they didn't end up swinging it. But
oh wow,
yeah, it would have been tough. Now, Sarah Chappell, we've had her on the show. She's an amazing strength athlete, despite her, actual lack of experience and grip. I mean, the time that she's been involved, she's been able to soar right to the top and set several world records. I wouldn't doubt it if she ended up setting more. Yeah.
She's got another 6 months under her belt. And that's,
dude.
That's a lot of what I'm seeing here. I'm like, the way that you described how she performed, and from what I've seen from her on Instagram, and then knowing that she's had time to prepare, and knowing that when I heard her interview with you, she's the kind of person who is pretty meticulous in her preparation. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could tell she might be inexperienced in some ways, but she knows enough in terms of how to prepare for a contest where she goes in it to win it. And I really think with 6 more months under her belt from winning Queen Kong, I think she's going to be she's not only going to turn some heads, I think she's going to set some records.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man.
So I really look forward to seeing what she can do.
Right. Now, Kendra Daniel, man, I do not know who that is.
I don't either.
That does not ring a bell. I can do a quick Instagram search, but that name does not ring a bell at all. So, okay, so Kendra Daniel is lifting.neon. I follow her. I was not aware of her first name. She's got some decent numbers, man. She's trained several different events across the board. I mean, she's got tips tester training footage here. She's got footage doing bench press, back squats. I'm looking at Kendra, and she seems to be someone who's approaching her full body strength training from multiple angles. She might be someone that shows up and surprises some people with her grip strength abilities, bro. I was not aware of what lifting.neon's real name was. It's Kendra Daniel. How about that?
There you go. Yeah,
so
maybe a big axle number.
Yeah. I don't see any axle pictures, but and she's coached by Clay Edgen. So, dude, great.
Yeah, she's in good hands.
Yeah,
literally.
She pulled the old lift the Rolling Thunder and weigh it, but don't show what the weight was move. That is sneaky. Ooh, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Keeping you guessing. Little psychological warfare going on with her and her other competitors.
Dude. For sure. Excellent. Okay. All right. Who's next? Then we got Melissa Dingy, who is, of course, the wife of one of my online clients, Jason Dingy. And Jason's given me some updates on Melissa. It sounds like she's moving some weight around, dude, for sure. She's got some mitts on her. No doubt about it.
Yeah, good. That's good. I've seen Melissa compete before, and if she's stronger than she was at Legends last year, if she's gradually moving up, it'd be nice to see where she falls too.
Yeah,
so that'll be good.
I think she's won some contests. I know she's won some contests. Yes. Yeah. So she's gonna be right there. She's gonna be right there with everybody else for sure. I believe her axle was going really, really well the last time I talked to Jason. So,
good.
And also her silver bullet is right there as well. Some really good numbers on that over the last few months. So the next person on the list is Kimmy Hyneman. Did not know who she was. She is the Red Strong Mama on Instagram. So I just followed her. And it looks like she's done some competitions as well. It looks like she's lifting the Country Crush or Monster Crush there in a lift. It was Strength for Autism. That was the competition. Don't know when it was, but they raised some money for autism. Looks like she does some strongman strong woman.
Okay.
Okay. She's friends with John Mauser. Okay, all right. I wonder if she studies under John Mauser. John was one of my guys for like 3 years. He and I worked together. Dude is really strong, and he's also begun coaching people on in his own program. So, dude, there's some ladies here with some potential, James. It's making me wish like I had plans to go there and watch these ladies battle it out. Not gonna lie.
Oh. So you're thinking about going earlier now? Are you?
It would be extraordinarily hard at this point, dude. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Totally understood.
The next on the list is Stephanie Herr. Let's see if I can find her on my Instagram. Stephanie Herrera. There is a Steph Herr. I'm not sure if she does grip or not. I'm not sure if this is her, brother. There's not a lot of information here. Man, she may be that she's not on Instagram. The other Stephanie Herrs that are on here don't look to be grip athletes. So lots of Stephanie Herreras, though. Lots of them.
Oh. Common Hispanic name, Stephanie.
Yeah. Jen Tibbenham. Now, where do I remember her from? Jen Tibbenham. I want to say that she might be out there in the group with Amy Waddles. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Jennifer Tibben. Man, she's not coming up on my Instagram, dude. Maybe she's on Facebook, maybe? I know I've heard the name before.
Huh. Okay.
I hate it when I can't remember people's... man, it's not coming up. I know I've seen that name before. Why have I seen that name before, James? Let me just Google
I don't know,
her.
dude.
Let me just Google her here. I want to say she's like a Highland Games.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, from the contest that we had, there's some Highland Games girls that got some really strong hands. So, because they did really well in our contest.
Right. Yeah, dude. So, okay, so there's a picture here of an absolute... I mean, this lady looks like she could rip someone's head off. She's doing like some kind of a strongman event, or it's a deadlift variation with strain. Oh, it might be like the angle's weird. It kind of hides that it's a hex bar. You know, a shrug bar. What do you call that?
Okay. Yeah. The I know what you're talking about.
What do you call that friggin' barbell, dude? That you stand inside the hex-shaped
I know.
space.
It's the
hex. No. What is going on here? We use them every week in my gym.
I don't use them, but I know the bar, and I can't. Is it a hex? Is it a hex bar? I think it's a hex bar.
Dude, there's a different name. I don't know. But so this lady is doing like multiple strongman events. It looks like she's done USAWA events. So this person is no stranger to grip, if that's who this is. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
some major potential here, James. You're missing out by not going. Next up on the list is Sarah Saffle. I know that she is the wife of Mike Saffle, who runs a King Kong event each year and another event in, I want to say, the September maybe or November. It's in the colder months in the year. Okay. So I don't know about Sarah's experience in grip sport. She didn't come to the competition at the Arnold last year, but she's no beginner. She's got experience, so she's not going to show up and get cheated, dude. She's going to go up and she's going to do some damage, I'm sure, too.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. I mean, this is going to be a crazy women's class, though. I mean,
man.
That's a good competition right there.
Yeah, and then we got Grace Van Hoy, and I don't know who that is either, bud. So there's
But
few.
I feel like I know that name for some reason. I'm trying to think about where, but I do feel like I know that name. So.
Now, is this the Bovines Beer Boulders person? There's a Grace. Dude, I bet that's her. Yep, that's her, brother. That's her. Because she's on the Russian team that's going out to the WAL, or the WA World Armlifting League, or whatever it is, in May. Yep, that's her. So, again, another experienced lifter.
There we have it.
Here she's lifting on the pane. I mean, so she's got some experience with multiple grip implements. So hopefully what that means is she's going to be ready to throw down at the event. And it's going to be real cool.
Yeah.
Should we go over to the men's division?
We'll go to Saturday.
So we got Josh Dalton, Luke Eaton, Frank Hurtado, which I'm pronouncing with my best Spanish accent there. Will Giuliani, Mike Rogowski, Abner Nasario, Jason Gonzalez, Alexander Filimonov, Brandon Collins, Devin Hoover, Gilbert Goodman, Vincent Rivaliz, and Devin Lee Brown. I don't know who Devin Lee Brown is. I never heard of him. He's some no-namer, must be. They found him under a rock.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Do you know Abner? Do you know that name?
Yeah, dude. He competed at the North American Championship last year, and he won his division. He's very strong, dude.
The deadlifts that guy puts up.
Yes.
My gosh.
Yes, dude. And I hope when he does the axle, he does his little axle rose dance, or whatever that is called, when he preps for his when he primes those hamstrings for the deadlift.
He does a little skip, and he's like, he's got legs skinnier than us, and then he walks over and he does like a deficit deadlift of like 600 pounds, and like it's nothing, and it's like, okay, where did all that come from?
Right.
He's a strong dude.
Yeah, and hell of a nice guy too, and his bunch of his family members came to the grip contest last year also, so that was neat.
So let me ask you something, Jedd.
Yeah.
If you were to pick a favorite out of that group, who would it be?
Well, I wanna go with Devin Lee Brown, but
really,
I want to. I'm not gonna. The reason why is I don't know what he can do with a silver bullet.
Yeah, and that's really what weighed heavily on the person I'm going to pick too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is Alexander Filimonov? Is he the guy that was there last year?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a young lad who put up some big thick bar numbers on both the Axel and the Rolling Thunder from Russia.
Well, I know he does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he might have been him.
Looking at the list.
I heard Vinny in there too.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Vinny could potentially win the silver bullet. He is really good on the grippers, and his set is like a machine. There's no stopping his set. Man, so I'm not 100% familiar with the scoring process that they're going to use, but I'm looking at this list, man, and I'm thinking that Gil Goodman has an excellent chance of winning that weight class.
That would be my pick. Yeah, that would be my pick.
It looks like his axle. So he got some back surgery around a year or two ago. It looks like he's all good from that. He put up some numbers in the neighborhood of like 410, 420 or something like that a few weeks ago.
Okay.
He's always better in competitions, or he's always good in competitions. It doesn't seem like he ever has a bad comp. So if he's able to get some good recovery time and the rapid fire events of this contest don't hold him back too bad, I think he's got a chance. I say that because I think he's going to have a stronger Rolling Thunder and axle, because despite the fact that he's like 205, his hands are like 8.5 inches long. So the size of the implements is not going to bother him. He's got an excellent gripper set. I don't think I've ever seen him do silver bullet, but I don't think that really means much. I'm sure he will do at least a 3.5 and get a legal hold. Yeah. I don't think he needs to win the silver bullet in order to win the event. I think he'll probably have a lead going in. It's gonna be close, but I think Gil will edge out Devin Lee Brown.
Yeah. That would be my top two, probably.
Yeah.
And Filimonov, I would say, would be in there as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see Vinny, like you were saying. I'd love to see Vinny win the silver bullet. I think that would be really cool to see him do that. And he's one of those guys too, like you said. I love that set on him. The most impressive sets I've seen. He's had one of them definitely. Yeah. Thomas Larson's set freaked me out. The fact that he was able to barely open his hand and slide a 20-millimeter block in there and then just close it like a hydraulic press.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Aaron Corcoran, where he sets it so hard you hear the handles smash together. You know what I mean? It's like some of these guys, it's so crazy watching them set grippers. So,
right.
But yeah, I think that would be the order I would go in for sure.
There's a few other dudes that I can't wait to see what they do. There's this one guy that I don't know if we've ever talked about on the show, Brandon Collins. He goes by B. Collins versus Gravity on Instagram, and he's put up a lot of grip lifts. I mean, this dude really likes doing grip.
Good.
He's done double 45 hub. He also does some strongman and powerlifting style training. So it looks like he's got some very well-rounded training going on his Instagram. So I don't see a single gripper video. So that leads to me that he doesn't do them very much, and I have to question whether or not he'll be ready to compete with the leaders in this contest, just because I know that the silver bullet is such a dividing line for finishers.
Sure.
But it'll be interesting. Jason Gonzalez is a great grip sportist.
Jason's
awesome.
good at everything he does.
Yep.
Yeah. Jason doesn't have any kind of weaknesses.
No.
To me, he's really underrated. I mean, he's a really impressive guy.
Yep. Abner, obviously, he's super strong. Mike Rogowski is super strong.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think my guess here is that Will Giuliani, Frank Hurtado, Luke Eaton, and Josh Dalton are more on like the beginner level. So I don't know. I just don't know how many contests they've been to, and they're a little short as far as the experience level. But
so that's going to play a role.
It's going to play a role, and they're going against guys. I mean, come on, Gil's been doing grip events since like 2015 or 16. I know he competed in nationals in 2016, so he's leading the pack as far as grip competition experience. With the only exception might be Mike Rogowski. So, and I think that Mike was also at the 2016 event, and I think that might have been his first nationals. So Devin is still new. I don't know what he's doing with the silver bullet. If Alan was here, he might be able to tell us. Maybe Alan has given him the inside track. It's very possible, but I think it's going to be a shootout, and it's going to come down to Gil.
Yeah, I do too. I would agree. I mean, if I had to pick, it would be Gil. So Sarah day 1, Gil day 2, day 3. This is where it gets a little bit hairy.
It's going to be tough to make a call on day 3, dude, because we don't know who all is doing all 3 events. That's part of it. So, for instance, I really doubt that Ode is going to do all 3 events. I don't think I've ever seen him.
For sure.
Right, he'll do the axle.
He'll do the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think I've ever seen him do the silver bullet. So,
I haven't.
So I don't know.
Mark Felix, I've never seen him close a gripper. I mean, I'm sure he has, but
right.
I mean, we know he had the record in the Rolling Thunder. We know he's pulling 5 something on an axle right now, 550 something on an axle. So if we're in the thick bar events, you want to go and just say, well, he would be the favorite, and then you look and Lane Snook is on the list.
Right.
And Dave Labe is on the list. And it's like, if I'm pronouncing Dave's last name right.
I think it's Labe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Regardless, he's like 6'9", and he's got hands that stretch from here to Pacoima. So, you know what I mean? He's huge, and he's strong. I mean, Dave, he's an unbelievably strong guy. So it's like, gosh, you sit there and you think, well, Tanner's on that list,
Right.
I'd like to see what Adam's going to do in that mix.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Adam being in the same group as those guys. I would actually like to have seen Adam compete the day before, but I do think it's cool that he's going to be in the mix there.
Yeah. Well, if you look on that list, as far as like grip sport competitions, it's like as far as experience level, Adam's got more experience than pretty much anybody on there except for me.
Yep.
So he doesn't hold, he doesn't have to take a second, a back seat to anybody in grip sport, regardless of body weight. So where do you see yourself placing? Oh, geez, dude. So the tough thing for me has been my left shoulder. It's made it very, very hard for me to train the axle. It's been a big disappointment for me, and Silver Bullet really hasn't gone that well either. So Man, although I did do PRs today for this training cycle for the Arnold on the Silver Bullet,
Yep.
it's just tough to say. I see a lot of names on here that I'm confident that I will finish ahead of, but when you throw in the X factor of some of these guys perhaps only doing one event, it's tough to say.
Sure.
I would be happy with a top half finish for sure. I would be happy with that, and just to I would love to get another 408 axle lift, and it would be nice to be in the 240s in the Rolling Thunder, and I would like to be top 2 or 3 in the Silver Bullet. If I'm able to do that, I think it'll give me a pretty good placing, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to really finish, in the top 5 of the overall, just with so many big names in here. I mean,
well, I think you're going to place top 5.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just tough, It's tough to make a call. Try to be objective, I guess is the word here.
Yep.
I mean, naturally, I'm gonna be trying my ass off. Some of these guys, so you may not know them, but I know them. Like for instance, Tom McClure. Maybe you do know him because he was doing arm wrestling for a while.
I don't know. I've never met him. No.
Okay.
But
I think he's in Vegas.
Know Thompson. And like I said, Mike Battagliano. I mean, Texas's strongest man. He's going to be there.
See, I didn't know who that was. I knew the name, but I couldn't put it together with any kind of background. So, but I mean, in 2005, Tom McClure was like, world strongman level competitor.
Yeah.
So
you talked about him before, actually.
Yeah.
So that's how I know that name.
Yeah, I've known him for a really, really long time. Of course, Eric Dawson, I wasn't aware of. I just looked him up on Instagram. Looks like an absolute freak. I don't know this Emmanuel Marizas. I guess we didn't go over the list, dude. I'll run down that real quick. Kyle Myerscough, Jedd Johnson, Jake Fuller, Emmanuel Marizas, Eric Dawson, Tom McClure, Jason Dingy, Eric Hussein, Mike Saffle, Mike Battaglino, Andreas Brixa, who will probably be up around like high 400s, 500 on the axle. John O'Connor,
huge axle.
Ode Haugen,
another big guy.
Yep, Lane Schnook, Andreas Horton, don't know who that is, Grant Thompson, David Labe, Mark Felix, Tanner Merkel, Adam Glass.
Yeah. So to me, when I look at that list and I think about the events, the first name that actually popped out at me as who I thought would be the winner was actually Carl Myerscough.
Okay.
And it's only because he's so proficient at thick bar and grippers, but then again, you and Tanner are like right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I look at some of those other names, like Ode, I didn't think would even enter the grippers, would enter the Silver Bullet.
Right.
Some of the other guys that I've seen on the list, like not big gripper guys. Mark Felix, for example.
Right.
I mean, look, who knows? Like he's a strongman. You might be able to hand the guy a 3 and he could no set it. You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, but having the set and working on a number 4 Silver Bullet, I mean, if you look at the guys that I think are going to be the best at that, it would be you, Tanner, and because Tanner still has the world record on it, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you, Tanner, and Carl.
Well, I'm going to call it right now. Tanner sets a new world record on the Silver Bullet at the Arnold. I'm just going to put that out there.
No, I can see that. Tanner goes nowhere but up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah, I would say that Tanner's going to do that. But I think that, I mean, look, what's your best Silver Bullet on a 4?
Ever?
Yeah.
High 20s.
Yeah.
High 20s. That was a 197 Canon rated gripper. So
okay.
It's not a current number 4 gripper.
The current ones are coming out of the package like over 210, right?
Sure. Yes. For sure. Yeah.
So So, yeah, we can expect that number to get knocked down a little bit. But,
Yeah.
30 seconds, somebody can knock out 30 seconds on that. That's going to be
Tanner will be right there.
Yeah, I think
and so. I wouldn't doubt it if David Labe gets something like high 20s on the number 4 either.
If he's been training it. Yeah, if he's been training that.
Yeah.
Because I know, it was years ago when he was at Sornex, and he almost broke the dyno there. Whatever number he put out on that, and it was this is the first time he ever really saw one.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Haven't heard much from Dave over the years, but the last couple of years anyway. But
right.
He, he's capable. I just want to see it. Is there going to be a live feed? Do we know?
Yeah, it's going to be on Garage Gym. Garage Gym Empire or something like that.
Okay.
Shoot. Let me find that. I want to make sure that everybody has that. So, shoot. Now I can't find it, James.
Okay.
Where was that? It's sometimes I get the names mixed up because there's a couple Garage Gym accounts that I follow. So let me try searching for that.
Is it Garage Gym Life, that guy?
Yep, Garage Gym Life Media. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There you go. So they're going to be doing some live streams. They talked about it. So excited to be headed back to Arnold to live stream the competition that started it all for us. The 2020 championship is 3 days of the fastest. Live coverage brought to you exclusively on the Garage Gym Life Media YouTube channel. Link to watch in my bio.
Well, another name, I was just looking at the list, Eric Rusin is on there, and Eric is – I would love to see Eric, compete the same day as Gil, to be honest with you. It's just, that last day, that Sunday, those lifters, that's going to be an unbelievable class. Mm-hmm. We could actually see – I said this to Jason Otto at lunch today after we trained. I said, I really think that if Mark Felix doesn't, somebody else is going to set the record on the axle at that event.
Who do you think that would be if it's not Mark Felix?
I don't know.
You don't have anyone picked
Lane?
out?
What about Lane?
Dude, Lane's back was so messed up at King Kong. He didn't do all the events.
Really?
So I don't know, man. I'm surprised to see his name on the list, to be honest with you. That's a long flight for him to make with a bad back if it's still bad.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember him saying that. That's right. He was lifting the Millennium dumbbell. He was saying, that he had to stop lifting it, not because his grip was letting out, but his back. Right. Imagine having that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're getting a back workout lifting up the Millennium dumbbell. You know what I mean?
For sure, I believe it. Some of those grip rushes I've done with the inch, my quads were about ready to blow up.
Yeah.
So
that's what I need. I need a grip that's that strong that I could actually get a whole body workout from lifting the weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
But yeah, I don't know, man. That is going to be just such a great thing to watch.
Even the new people that are on the list that have just gotten in the sport in the last couple of years are excellent grip guys.
Yeah.
Jake Fuller.
Yeah.
Eric Dawson looks like a freak. Jason Dingy.
Yeah, Jason's been doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I met Jake Fuller the other day.
Okay.
He showed up at the Grip Genie warehouse where we filmed with Magnus and Anton. So he had hit me up on Instagram and said he just moved to Columbia, South Carolina, which is an hour and a half south of me, and he wanted to know when we were getting together to do any kind of lifting or arm wrestling or anything. And I said, wow, it's funny that you just got here. We're filming something at the Grip Genie warehouse on Friday.
Right.
So he's like, do you mind if I come? I said, of course not. Yeah, come on up. And I got a chance to meet him, and, man, he's a strong dude.
Yeah, man.
He's now, he's from New York, right?
Yeah, I think he's from right up where Joe Sullivan's from.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he got on the rolling handle that Grip Genie makes, and he went over 180 pounds on that thing, and that's harder than a crusher.
What? He got over 180 on that?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's a great number.
And that was after we were like arm wrestling and doing stuff too.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty impressive. He's man, I'm telling you, he's coming. Like he said, he wants to get with us and lift the inch, and pinch 45s. I said, we'll have you doing that soon. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if you could walk up to an inch and pick it up now.
Yeah,
so,
I wouldn't doubt that one bit if he's doing 180 on that.
But he's another guy. He's tall, big hands. I would have liked to have seen him in the weight class on Saturday. But it is cool. I mean, look, it's not going to shock me if he puts up some really amazing numbers. I know he's going to put up amazing numbers, and I'm going to be rooting for him. And honestly, I can't wait to start training with him on a weekly basis. I think it's going to be great. So
that's cool, man.
He's young, too. He's around Pork Chop's age.
Right.
So that'll be cool. He'll be a great addition to the pickup artists.
Well, tell us more about the thing that you did with those guys, man. It sounds like it was really cool.
Well, I was in Florida most of the week. On Monday, I was down in Jacksonville, and Jamil Harvey, who does a lot of old-time strongman stuff and arm wrestling, and he's kind of just getting into grip. He had like sandbags and farmer's walk stuff, and he had hammers, and then he just got an arm wrestling table. So I was telling him, I said, look, on Tuesday I'm arm wrestling with John Wilson and Sarah Bachman and the team down in Tampa. I said, so I can't do too much, but of course I did. You know what I mean? So I trained with him for a couple hours, and then on Tuesday, Sarah Bachman had me there working with her for just working on some technique stuff, working on some grip-related stuff, helping her develop more cupping pressure, which is like sort of the thumbless thick bar pressure and how to apply it. I mean, technically she's as good as anyone that was there. I mean, she's an 8-time world champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So training with her was great. I mean, by far the strongest woman I've ever arm wrestled with. And, I mean, what a work ethic on her. Like, she wants to go and go and go. So she's pretty hardcore. She's got great endurance, and that was really a great experience. Met a lot of really cool dudes down there that are part of the Tampa team. Got to hang out with my old pal John Wilson, who I've known for 20-plus years, who I came up in arm wrestling with. So that was great. Went and shot a gun for the first time. That was nice.
What?
Did some target shooting.
You've never shot a gun before?
No, and John teaches small arms courses, so it's funny. I mean, you can't take me anywhere, I'm having a good time. I'm acting like an idiot, And one of the targets looks like John Travolta, right? So I started getting a little better at shooting, and I was putting, like, the groupings together.
Well, wait. Hold on. Which John Travolta? Like, are we talking about, urban cowboy John Travolta, or are we talking about, like, Michael John Travolta?
No, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction John Travolta. Okay, because it matters. Yeah,
go ahead.
It does. Yeah. So, he backs him up, and he gave me one of his he had a 9mm that was really heavy, and I liked it because I was so accurate with this thing,
Right.
So you have the ear protection, like the cans or whatever. You have like the hearing protection stuff in, the little squishy things you stick in your ear.
Yeah.
So I don't realize I'm yelling. You know what I mean? I think I'm just talking.
Right.
And I'm like, John, watch this. I'm going to shoot Travolta in the dick. Like that. So I shoot him. First shot, I hit him like right where the right nut would be.
Right.
And he celebrates. And I celebrate. And, I'm holding a gun in my hand.
Right.
And he goes, you did it. He's like, you shot Travolta in the dick. I was like, yeah, I did. And then the next thing you know, like the people from the range come over and they're like,
could you guys please keep it down? And
oh, my gosh, dude. Jeepers. Oh, there was a complaint, right? There was a fucking complaint. Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're having, but he was kind of embarrassed because he shoots over there. He teaches classes over there, and I'm over there talking about shooting Travolta in the dick and acting like a child,
Right.
So
he just lost like 40 potential clients because of you.
Right? Yeah. So then we went over to this park up the road where there was like a swamp and this pond, and we went walking around looking for gators and stuff, which was cool because we saw some really big ones. And once they hear you, they slide into the pond,
Right.
So I did that, and then I went and saw my buddy Christian Binney, who I was making fun of in last week's episode because he likes soap operas like you.
Yes.
I went and saw him and had a meal with his family and saw a former client the next day, then drove up, and then on Friday it was arm wrestling with Magnus Midbo and Juji, and it was we had some of the guys from the team to come by, and they wanted to see how Magnus and Anton felt on the table because Anton is one of the Team Europe guys from the American Ninja Warrior event where they do the All-Star event, where it's like Team USA versus the rest of the world.
Yeah.
He's one of the he's one of the main members for them, and he's like the best Ninja Warrior in Russia. This guy, he put together. This dude is like, my gosh, like, give me a little time with him on an arm wrestling table, he would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then Magnus, who's one of the best climbers in the world, who just recently retired, but is just really strong, unbelievably strong hands too. He hasn't done much in the way of grip, but very strong kind of crimp grip, very strong pinch, and on the table, like you could feel his fingers. Like I was trying to get him not to squeeze so hard because he was squeezing so hard it kind of compromised his wrist, but very strong, like a lot of side pressure, had a lot of pressure going to the side. And Anton, I really thought Anton would actually be stronger than Magnus on the table, but when they locked up on the table, Magnus was beating him.
Huh.
So I did a little thing for them, Juji and Tom, and that was cool because I got a chance to meet Jake Fuller too, and really get to know Jake, screen him for membership in the Pickup Artists.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll likely be a future member, hopefully. And just got together with a lot of the area arm wrestlers, and we had a grand old time. But I am hurting, man.
Oh.
I am so sore. I'm just like, my right wrist just feels sprained, and I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
So especially since right now, man, the primary goal is the inch lift. So I gotta heal up that right wrist because this coming week we're doing a big training at my house on Saturday. So, we're probably going to have 15, 20 people over here.
Right.
So I'd like to have a healthy wrist for that. But yeah, man, that was my week. I was busy too.
Good. Well, yeah, get that wrist better, man. Nobody wants to be hurt, so. Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, man, and I got a chance to see the Grip Genie warehouse. So
isn't that crazy? They have their own warehouse. That's how big it got that quickly. That's amazing.
Yeah. And they have new employees there too, and I got a chance to meet them and talk about grippers, and what I noticed is their grippers they're all mounted at a similar height now, which was an issue before when they were getting the grippers from China. And they're a heavier, better quality spring and handle.
Okay.
So the handles are still thin though. They're still thinner handles.
Right.
So might be good for beyond the range training or something. And I know they were talking about how I guess they're selling their grippers through Canon now too. So, Yep. So yeah, it looks like Grip Genie is here to stay.
That's cool. Good for them.
Yeah. And they're 10 minutes from my house, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hub down there. It's going to be a grip hub.
It is. Everybody should move to Charlotte. We have fun. We lift. We tell dick jokes. We go get food. We get.
You go get sued? Is that what you said?
We get food.
Oh, all right.
No, that's coming next. We're going to get too big for ourselves, and then it's going to be bring on the lawsuits.
Yeah, you keep it up talking about Travolta's dick at the shooting range.
Oh, man. It was so funny, though. It was great. And then the guy came over and gave us a stern talking to. And I was like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Right.
I'm looking at John. He's so embarrassed. He's turning red.
Yeah.
Life.
Never been to a shooting range,
man,
but I've shot plenty of guns in my life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
actually,
man. I mean, I don't know. It never occurred to me to go shooting. I don't know. And he was like, hey, because I was like, let's do some Florida shit. Like, let's go look at gators and stuff and, try to find poisonous snakes. And he goes, he goes, you want to go shooting? I was like, yeah. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? So, I guess part of doing what we would refer to as Florida shit is shooting. So we went shooting. Right.
That's cool. Dude, I'm just going down Cookie Monster Strongman's Instagram again. It's Eric Dawson. Dude, this dude's a contender, man.
Really?
This dude, so he did a drop set. Let me go back to the video. He did a drop set on an Iron Mine axle, 445, 375, and then a 325 hold for 10 seconds.
Wow.
And it looks to be all inside of an Instagram video, which of course is a limitation of 60 seconds. So 445, 375, and 325.
Wow. Did the 445 look hard for him?
No. No? Not at all, brother. Not at all.
Yeah.
And he's got a gigantic goatee, which is kind of bullshit. That's because that's going to help, bro. Like, I didn't see that in the rules. It didn't say in the rules you could have a monstrous goatee that goes halfway down your chest. What the hell? If I'd have known that, I would have grown my goatee out like this. Plus, he's got that nice salt and pepper lid to the bottom of it,
Oh.
Like the not aging, but the seasoning.
It is seasoning. Yeah, you just strap that around the axle before you lift.
Right. No, the 445 was easy. It was absolutely easy. Of course, he is lifting in bare feet, which, that decreases how far you have to pull it. So it's kind of cheating, too, to be honest with you. So, no, this dude's an absolute freak. He's going to be very impressive, bro. Unfortunately, I never heard of him, but he's also from the strongman section, and I just don't watch a lot of strongman stuff, unfortunately. So. Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be unbelievable. And now this is obviously a rising bar contest too, right?
Yeah.
So are they doing the thing where you have to wash off the chalk on the axle every time? Is that?
So when I got the email from Ricardo, instantly I messaged him back and said, asked about the chalk rules, and he said same thing as last year. So which is cleaning everything after every go.
Wow. Okay, well, what do they clean it off with? I guess that's.
I just remember a towel, bud. So they just wiped it off with a towel, so it wasn't
with a
completely
dry
clean.
Towel.
Dry towel, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And you couldn't go and apply chalk to the implements, as I recall. You couldn't just go up with a bunch of chalk on your hands and chalk it. You could put chalk on your hands and then go up and take your attempts, but you couldn't go up there and just try to cake chalk on.
Well, that might decrease the likelihood that we'll see a world record, but I still think we're going to see one.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the names, and I'm just so eager to see what some of these guys pull, like Grant Thompson and Mike Battagliano. I just think it's going to be the best axle numbers we've ever seen at an event.
Yeah, man.
Personally.
Very, very possible. It's
Yeah.
looking that way. I mean, this dude is a freaking monster, bro. He looks to be well over 300 pounds.
Amazing how many of those there are, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's going to be a showcase. It's going to be a showcase of giants on Sunday.
And you will be one of them, Jedd.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, can't wait, dude. I'm not shying away by any means.
Good.
Let's do this. Let's throw down.
Yep. Have your best contest ever, Jedd, for sure.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, James. Dude, I don't know about you. I got nothing else to cover for the show. If you want to, it's yours. Take it away.
You want me to do Alan?
Do it, brother. You got this. You got skills.
I am no Alan Hynek, but this has been episode 226. Yes?
126.
All right, this has been episode 120 of This Week in Grip. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time on This Week in Grip.
Nee.